goes crazy.
Welcome everybody to the new and improved Class vs. Crass Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Hey Jay. Joining me as usual, RGT85. Let's do a mic check. Yes, audio is working. And joining us, our most popular guest, the bearded one. Do I just call you Greg on this show, or did I give you a name? Besides Greg.
Dickhead.
Asshat. I don't call you any of those things.
Only if your Respawn Entertainment can use those to describe gamers and fans.
Oof. Is that I did not hear about this.
Yeah.
What?
What's the story? Yeah, I just wrote an article about it right now, but wild times, man.
Can you give us some context? What happened there?
So they just started this this Iron Crown event, and it's like a limited timed event for the game. And like I've been playing consistently, I'll play like 10, 15 matches a night, pretty much every night. But they have this hatchet that you can exchange in-game currency for, and it was $170. So they have a $170 in-game item, and so they went to address it on Reddit in their subreddit, and one of the developers called he was there. I have the screenshot image, but he basically called people asshats and people in the comment section dicks and just like a bunch of stuff.
Oh my goodness. Has it been deleted since?
I think so, but the screen grabs are still up. It's funny because it says Respawn Dev, and I'm like, oh man, that's bad luck.
That's not good.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you notice, we're trying out some new things here tonight. First time giving a proper facelift to Class vs. Crass. It's really weird to be talking to you guys and not having to click on your faces to like say, okay, I gotta highlight you, because we're all like equally represented in this new layout. Shout out to the Spawncast for giving me the idea. And it works. And we have color now. Now, what's interesting is when I went to pick the colors, I figured, I'll go with RGT's color and I'll go with the Hey J color. And I realized, RGT's purple, Hey J's yellow. And on the color wheel, they actually are opposites. So, kind of funny.
You just made the Lakers, man.
Sorry?
Right.
Oh, well. Anyway, so it's the first attempt at that. But I might spruce it up over time. Anyways, it was a 1 hour podcast. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We usually go over what we've been playing over the past week. That's where Sean, Greg, myself will be talking about our latest gaming activities. And then we're going to be talking about Gamescom once again. I know that's what did we even really talk about it last week though? I feel like we didn't properly cover it. But it's kind of growing. A week ago, there was only Jeff Keighley's show. Now there's Nintendo's show. There's Xbox's show. There's Stadia's show. It's turning into a little E3, but this time with probably more gameplay footage. So we're going to talk about predictions and anything that we think is going to be showcased tomorrow. And we're going to be you're allowed to talk about the Genesis Mini, right? That whole embargo business lifted?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can talk about what I've experienced so far, but yeah.
Right. And then we'll be also talking about I got this idea from you, Sean. You were talking about the Nintendo Online service potentially could be seeing like a tiered service.
Yeah.
What are you playing?
No, I'm trying to order some Lara bars from Amazon, and it says they're not going to be here till Friday.
What are these Lara bars? And say it in a way that doesn't get the stream insta-banned like last week.
They're pretty good.
They're just they're nut and fruit bars.
Fruit bars? Can't say
nut and fruit.
Nut and fruit bars. Sounds delicious.
All right,
so let's get started with Greg. What have you been playing recently besides the asshat game?
Besides Apex Legends, Rocket League. I actually just got the physical version of Enter the Gungeon.
Oh yeah, I was playing that last week. That.
Yeah, and then started this other game, Damsel. It's like a platformer for the Switch, and then so I'm trying to get through both of those. I was playing Youngblood a little bit and just couldn't. I don't know. I have it on PC and Switch, but I don't know. It entertained me for a little while on the Switch, but then I just fell off from it, and so I don't know. There's that, but I don't know. I've been kind of bouncing around lately. just trying to get back into like regular gaming habits versus like just writing about them all the time and not even playing anything, because that's a thing.
Yeah. I like that you have your go-tos. Like every time we have you on the show, Rocket League's always there. Now Apex. How is season 2 of Apex, by the way?
It's good. They changed a lot of the weapon balancing. They added a lot of things, and it's like, I remember I read something a while ago about, people playing games to keep in touch and to kind of catch up on life with friends. And a lot of my friends live like back in California. One lives in Texas, a couple on the East Coast. So it just gives me an opportunity to play games in common like Rocket League and Apex Legends and just like, bullshit like old times and just hang out a little bit. And like one of my buddies is a good friend. Like he just had a son not too long ago. So it's hard for him. Like I know he's not going to be traveling. I'm probably not going to be going back to California anytime soon. So it just gives us a way to like continuously, play games like Rocket League together and just catch up and stuff.
That's good. Also, I noticed your, I don't know if the mustache is new. The beard was the big thing last time. I think the mustache, though, has gone a little
Well, I've been trying to figure out the right way to, like, make it all wiry and get it to stick up.
So do you have, like, how-to books or, like, do you just watch videos for mustache grooming? How's that? Like, what is the lifestyle behind proper mustache care?
So I went to see this last podcast on the left. They do like a bunch of live shows. They cover like serial killers and sci-fi and stuff.
Oh, sounds wonderful.
Yeah. and they have a lot of dick jokes. But they asked me, the one guy from the show asked me, he's like, "Oh my God, what do you put in your mustache and your beard?" And I use like Murray's like pomade. Yeah. It's made for different types of hair.
Not for, okay.
Yeah. But I use that and then like some other goo.
See, Sean, instead of doing the mullet route, why don't you go for the mustache? The handlebar mustache, maybe.
I can't pull that off.
Says the guy who pulls off the afro, the mullet, and pretty much anything else.
The long hair.
The long hair, the short hair, the buzz cut. You had the ponytail?
I had a ponytail. If you watch my game room tour from this year, I had a ponytail.
Was it like shaved underneath?
No, genuinely...
It was just long and gross.
I'm genuinely jealous of Sean's ability to shave his head because my head is so wrinkly.
What?
And very
like
it looks like a yeah, really looks like a brain on the outside of my head. It's so gross that I refuse to shave it, part of it.
There's a ball joke there, but I'm not gonna do it.
Do it, man.
Talking about raisins. We have a little raisin feud going on in the Hey J Discord server, so I have to ask you, Greg. Raisins in your desserts, yes or no?
Only in oatmeal cookies. Anything else, not a fan.
All right. Where was it that I think I saw someone put raisins on their celery?
Ew.
Right?
That's pretty gross.
Yeah. So Rax puts raisins in everything. Rax was our guest last week, and he's my raisin nemesis. The guy loves raisins.
You can't. I mean, raisins are good. Like, I'll eat just like straight up raisins.
Straight up raisins is fine. I have no problems with raisins on their own. It's when you start putting raisins in things that they don't belong when they could be chocolate or chocolate chip. You know.
You know what my mom used to make? She used to make. It was like shredded carrots, raisins, and mayonnaise, and like some weird like.
Oh, that sounds disgusting. It
was like some very weird salad. It was actually pretty good. I remember just stuffing my face as a kid and like.
So she made that sounds like a dip though. Mayonnaise, shredded carrots, and raisins sounds like a dip or a spread.
It was like a little salad. It's I guess like dessert too. I don't know.
Jeez. Yeah, as RPG says, only in chocolate glossettes. That's really good when you get the chocolate covered raisins. Sean, what have you been playing?
I played an indie game called Sagebrush. It took me like 2 hours to beat it. It's a walking sim. It's on the Switch. It's like a walking simulator, puzzle solver with low res graphics and like a first person perspective. But it's about cults, and it kind of is like very Jonestown-y.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I think I heard of this.
I like cults. I love Jonestown. I think it's absolutely fascinating that people can be manipulated into like a situation like that. And it's so weird because when you look at the range of people and like that in Heaven's Gate, like you got like young white people, middle-aged black people, old white people. It's just like it's every race, every creed, every age. It's like, how do these people get sucked into it? But yeah, so I love cults, so I had to play that game. Pretty cool. I like the ending. The ending was pretty neat. And the Genesis Mini, which of course we're going to talk about, and Friday the 13th. It's really all I've been playing is Friday the 13th on Switch.
Yeah, I keep seeing you logged in playing.
You know what pisses me off? I was for sure that I was like the highest rated person that was playing because I've played for like over 50 hours. And I'm like, okay, there's no other motherfucker who's played over 50 hours. There was some bastard in my room that was higher ranked than me. It really made me mad.
Jesus.
I think he was playing offline though, because you could play offline and get XP and it's double XP right now. And like he was good online, but like I'm better. I was better because I was watching him play, and it's like some of his decision making, I was like, if you were that high, I don't think you'd be doing that. But yeah, I absolutely love that stupid game. It's
so is there like already a meta around Friday the 13th?
Well, I mean, it's been out on PS4 and Xbox One and PC since like 2017, I believe. So I played it on the PS4, so that's how I learned how to play the game. But there's definitely a meta. There's definitely strategies. Like people are like, when I play as Jason, how did you kill me so fast? It's like, well, I have a general idea of where a very popular spawn spot is. So I will go straight there. I'm not going to mess around in the cabin and get the little knives and shit. And, you know, I know that if you're in a house and there's two windows that you can go out and there's a door and you lock that door, I can go to both sides of that house, put down a bear trap underneath each window and then break down that door. And then you are going to have to either A, get ballsy and run out, try to trick me and run out the front door, or you're going to jump out one of those windows and your health is going to go down and then you're going to be limping and then I'll just kill you anyways.
That sounds like you're a little bit too OP'd in that game.
I mean, I just use the strategies. I take out all the power supplies so that it can't do extra stuff. I put a bear trap by the house that has the phone fuse, so that way if somebody gets the phone fuse, I'll hear them get in the trap, and then I can warp over there and kill them. And then I'll put another bear trap down pending I have another, so if somebody goes to pick up the phone fuse, then they will die as well, or at least get injured and allow me to kill them.
I feel like this game is refining your serial killer abilities, and I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, it just gives you better ideas of what to do and whatnot. So,
you know, forward-thinking planning and all that stuff. Speaking of your weird walking sim game, I played it was this puzzle game that was free on Epic Games called like Gnog, Gnog, which is by Double Fine. You guys heard of that?
No.
It's a weird game. So you get like a box. You're just staring at a box and you can look at the front or the back. And you just like push and pull and like try to interact with this box and do stuff. And you're basically trying to solve the puzzle of each box, whatever they are. Some are like rhythm based. Some are themed around the water or a frog. It's the weirdest thing. I could only play for like an hour. And I was streaming it, so people who saw it, like most people just left because it was really boring to watch as a game. It was also boring to play. It kind of reminded me of the old Flash games you could easily play on like Newgrounds.
Dude, I think Double Fine's overrated.
I think so too. I mean, I don't think we need to be what else did they put? I feel like they have one.
They're
don't
more
they have
like a staple to the gaming industry, like a cultural kind of thing where, you know, everybody respects and appreciates them, and games like Psychonauts too.
Yeah, Psychonauts is kind of like their gem, right, of a game.
Yeah, they did a Connect game that was like this party game that like you could turn into like a fire-breathing monster, and like the Connect, you know, did the overlay over your body of like a monster, or like shooting bubbles out of your hands and stuff. It was actually like really, really fun to just jump in and do, like if you had people that had never really experienced Connect before. And I'm surprised that didn't do better, but I think it was like free to play or something like that too. But they always do like these weird projects like that though.
Yeah, these studios that have like a developer legend, like Tim Schafer, you know, he was
fuck Tim Schafer.
You don't like anybody. Anyone who worked on a game or who built their reputation, I feel like when they go indie, the studio gets a certain reputation, but the games that they put out, there's not that many that are good, you know? Like,
I mean, they had Brutal Legend. That was a good game. It was
yeah, but like look at the other studios that have like these legends, Mighty Number 9, Yooka-Laylee, like
they don't really have many great games in there. And I mean, just looking at their lineup of games, it's like, I mean, you got Brutal Legend, you got Psychonauts.
But the weird thing is, I looked up this
Grim
game.
Fandango remastered, which nobody gave a shit about, just like I said. Remember when that was announced and everyone shat their pants, and I was like, nobody's gonna give a fuck about this because they don't know what it is. And then, of course, that's exactly how it happened. I've heard Rad, which I actually was looking forward to. That's been getting pretty mediocre reviews. There, you know, Schaefer had that style of game back in the day with games like Grim Fandango, Day of the Tentacle, and shit like that. But it's like, what have you done for me lately? What have you done in the past decade that was like, oh wow, this guy is a genius? Oh no, you gotta crowdfund your Psychonauts too.
I think he's more of an entrepreneur, like business guy. I don't really see him that much.
Yeah, I hear so many people that like they do like shared office space. And I've heard like so many people that have gone in and worked in their shared office space. And, you know, obviously if you're just getting into the industry and you're working out of that space and he's available or around, I mean, you're going to try and, you know, get input from him. But yeah, I played Rad as well at E3 and I was like, yeah, this is pretty boring.
I thought it looked cool. I like the graphical style of it, but I've just been seeing very mediocre reviews.
They picked all the good stuff about it and put it in the trailer, and that was like it.
Oh, that's lame.
How much is that game? If it's $20, it's only $20. I might still check it out.
The weird thing is though, Gnog has like a 9 out of 10 on Steam. So does it just have a very loyal fan base that will just like vote everything they do?
I don't think you can trust Steam ratings.
No,
like I don't think so. It seems like you can't because there's so many games that are 9 out of 10 on Steam, and it's like you look at them and you're like, yeah, it's a steaming pile of shit.
So after Gnog, I apparently had Enter the Gungeon. I don't know how I got it, but I have it for free, and that has a 10 out of 10 on Steam. So I'm like, all right, and I played it for an hour, and I was just like, it's a good game, but it's
They wanted to send me the physical of it, but no. I didn't have time, and so I didn't want to like blow them off, so I just ignored them.
Like I guess
that's what I do to people. If I don't have time to do something, I will just ignore you, and I will eventually get back with you.
Jeez. Come back. What did you think, Greg, of Enter the Gungeon?
I like it so far. I always have trouble with games like that, especially on the Switch, where it's twin stick shooter. And you're aiming around because I don't feel the Joy-Cons are accurate. And I have used some thumbsticks that I got from Satisfy on them that I like pretty good. They're a little bit fatter. They're not like extenders or anything. They're just covers. But I like using those. But sometimes the left one will like limit the movement. So then it's like just back to square one, or I'll use the Pro Controller on occasion, but even at that, it's almost the same thing. I don't like.
Oh, you don't have a Pro Controller?
Especially, yeah.
You don't?
I have a couple different ones.
Oh, okay.
I have like the regular Pro Controller and then like a couple of the wired ones as well too.
Oh, okay.
I got a Pro Controller.
Yeah, so outside of those two indie games, I also picked up. I did more progress in Rondo of Blood. Got a lot of the side levels, rescued some maidens, and killed a lot of bosses. Still loving that game, by the way. I see why it is your favorite now, Sean. It was not a good place to start the franchise because I feel you really appreciate Rondo of Blood when you play the shit that came before it. And I say that in comparison because when you play the old Castlevania and then you play Rondo of Blood, it's on a whole other level. Rondo of Blood is just...
What is Rondo of Blood? Because I'm unfamiliar.
Castlevania?
It was the PC Engine exclusive one. I mean, it's available on the Castlevania collection. It's basically, you remember Dracula X on the Super Nintendo?
Yep.
It's like Dracula X, but better. Like, Dracula X is kind of like a stripped down, rearranged version of Rondo of Blood. I still think Dracula X is a fantastic game for what it is. But, like, if you played Rondo of Blood first, or if you play Rondo of Blood after playing Dracula X, you're like, oh, okay, this is what the game is supposed to be like. There's multiple characters to find as well, and just a fantastic game.
Yeah, really good all around. Soundtrack's amazing. There's alternate paths through the whole thing, different characters, really good stuff. So I did that, and then I got into Persona 5 finally. I started Persona 5 on Friday, and I've been playing a lot of skill-based games recently. And Friday, like, I just had a long day. I just want to chill, and I had bought Persona 5 on sale. It was like $13 or something. I'm like, all right, let's pop in an RPG. I haven't played an RPG in a while. I forgot how passive the player is in an RPG, especially in the beginning. So I played the first 2 hours, and I must have hit the X button like 20 times. So it's like, I forgot how good RPGs are to just like veg. You just like lay on the couch and just enjoy the story, right? I don't miss it. I don't think I can do RPGs like I used to, like as a teenager, but so far Persona 5's shaping up pretty good. I thought it'd be a big turnoff because of the setting being like teenagers and in school, but it has an intriguing plot so far. So I'm really looking forward to see where this goes. Have you guys played it?
I have not. I've never played a Persona.
Same here.
This is my entry point. I dabbled with Persona 2 back in the day when I was a teen. It didn't hook me, but we'll see. This one has promise. All right. So anything else? Let's hear about your Genesis impression. Talk me through it.
Kicks ass, man.
So it's everything we hope for?
I would say so. And I actually learned something last night about it. If you change the languages, it will change the box arts of the game.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Like, what's his face? Spawnwave told me that last night. He's like, did you mess around with the languages? I was like, no, I'm English. I speak English. I don't understand other languages. He was like, you need to try it out. It changes the box art. So I was like, get the fuck out of here. He was like, no, seriously. But yeah, it's great. I know Joe from GameSack said that there was a bit of audio lag in the Mickey Mouse game that he noticed, and some people ran with that, which, I mean, it's fine, but it's like I feel like 95% of people won't notice something like that. Like, all the game I've played 4 games on my little preview. I've been playing more games since, there's 42 on there. Sonic 2 looked and sounded like Sonic 2. Castlevania Bloodlines looked and sounded like Castlevania Bloodlines. Mega Man The Wily Wars actually runs at the proper frame rate instead of being laggy because it was the PAL version, so the 50 megahertz versus 60 megahertz. Like, even repros of Wily Wars, Spawnwave says he has a repro of Wily Wars. It runs at 50 megahertz, but this runs at 60, and it's like, wow, this is really freaking smooth. I mean, I'm terrible at Mega Man, but
do you remember how the NES ones played? Like 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, but I mean, they're very different because they have actual 16-bit graphics.
Right, so is it easier?
No, it's harder.
Gosh.
It's a little. They say it's a little more challenging, and I'm bad at Mega Man. But you
got save states.
You got 4 save states for every game. The menu system is great. I love that you can organize it by name or when it released, or category, like genre and stuff like that. The controllers, they're the 3 button. Let me grab it. Got a controller right here.
That's
yes.
It's
I'm so hungry right now.
It is. What happened? My ass hanging out?
Yeah.
That's fine. So you got the 3 button controller, which, for games like Eternal Champions and Street Fighter, you're gonna have to get a 6 button. But I actually like the way that, for what this is, I like the way it feels. It has a decent weight to it. The D-pad feels great, and it has the red buttons. I always thought the red buttons, the red lettering on the buttons looked much cooler.
I don't like
white.
that. Yes. I don't like the red.
What?
No.
It looks so much cooler.
Red on black, I don't like.
Dude,
and there's white on there, so it's red, white, black.
It's how it should look. So, yeah, for $80, 42 games, it's a great little system. And YouTube Gaming liked my video, so we did it, boys.
Yeah. How'd you get into that?
No idea. I had no clue until you told me, and I was like half asleep taking a nap.
Oh. Matt asked, can you plug in the original controllers?
You cannot. It is a USB slot. So you can get the Retrobit 6-button controller, USB controller that is compatible with the Genesis Mini. I think it's like $20.
Are these retro USB controllers compatible with your PC? Can you hook them up to Steam, for example?
Yeah, that's the whole point of them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I have the 8-bit though, the SNES 30
Don't you have like
or
all
whatever?
the 8-bit DOS stuff? I feel like you have everything.
Maybe. No, but I've used it for like Retro City Rampage and like a couple other games, but I mostly use it for what was the first Street Fighter that came out on the Switch?
Ultimate or
Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final
Yeah.
Challengers.
I loved using it for that, for online play especially.
All right, our next topic, actually, this is a good segue. Sledge asks RGT85, you think Rocksteady or Warner Brother Montreal will reveal what they are working on at Gamescom?
No. Gamescom isn't that big. I think some people are getting their expectations way too high for Gamescom.
It's the biggest video game trade show in the world.
And what has come out of Gamescom in the past?
Exactly. It's not an
forever.
industry event, and because of its timing in the year, you tend to mostly get fleshed out information on games that were announced at E3. But I'm getting a different vibe from Gamescom this year. I feel that people are treating Gamescom differently. Like, I don't remember there being live streams last year.
There wasn't. They're definitely hyping up Gamescom a bit more. Obviously, Jeff Keighley's involvement is helping with that. That being said, I still think people have their expectations a bit too high, especially with announcements and stuff. You know how Keighley is. Mm-hmm. There'll be 28 world premieres, but that includes world premiere trailers. Like, they're finally showing the Gears 5 story mode.
Oh, really? That's what they're doing?
Yes, that's one of the things that's going to be there. So it's like, and the Nintendo thing is an indie showcase. Now, granted, the rumors on it, is that Ori and the Blind Forest will be announced.
Saw that.
Super Hot is the name of the game. Super Hot is supposedly going to be a stealth drop.
Oh, is that slow motion one where?
Yeah.
If you move time, it's like a shooter. I want to try that one.
Who is also the developer, Super Hot, who is also they inject money into smaller indie developer studios. Yeah, but they do it so it's like a studio that's like 1 to 3 people is their like niche.
Oh, so he upped it up to 25 games. Last week he was talking about 12 games.
Yeah, but I mean, like I just said, 23 of the games are probably games I already know about. Sega is showing off something that has everyone confused. Is it a new IP? Humankind? Is it going to be tied into something else? What's going on with that? So I think that'll be interesting. I think the Nintendo thing tomorrow will be interesting to watch.
Oh, I think we're going to get more way forward stuff at the Nintendo one tomorrow, because they just announced that exclusive Vitamin game.
Vitamin Connection.
That's the one. But there's no trailer. So I think they're going to drop a trailer tomorrow.
And they're supposed to have it playable at Gamescom.
Oh, yeah? I would not want to go into that place. Like, I've seen the crowds enter those buildings, and they are freaking insane.
Yeah, I remember Eli said the year he went, Eli from Nintendo Enthusiasts, he said he went one year and he was just consumed by people. He said it's so hard to even just move on the show floor. Mm-hmm. But going back to that Humankind, I did hear, I can't remember if it was the name that was trademarked by Sega or the URL that was.
It was the name. There was a trademark, but it's weird because there's that Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey game as well. So it's kind of like eating up SEO, and that's actually supposed to be at Gamescom, and that is one of the games I'm looking forward to because you play as a monkey going through evolution.
Oh, that's by the guy who made Assassin's Creed, isn't it?
Yeah, holy shit, that game is supposed to. It's set to release on Windows on the 27th, and then December.
That game.
I just hate how much that's happened lately, like with the Outer Wilds and the Outer Worlds and. So like
too many
pick a different name.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, there's so many names, and it's not like a video game name needs to make sense.
Yeah,
like how often do video game names make sense? You can make the
Super Meat Boy.
Like you could form the game around your name if you have to. Like Raiden 5. Why is it called Raiden? Because the person piloting the ship, they call him Raiden.
Is it Raiden or Raiden?
It's Raiden. This game is Raiden. They pronounce it Raiden. So
Raiden 5? Sick.
It's not Raiden from Metal Gear Solid.
I was thinking Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But then he
Who
was
thinks
also
Raiden from Metal Gear Solid? Isn't he the most hated character?
No, he was at first the most hated character. He was only hated because A, he was very different than Solid Snake, and B, people weren't expecting him a character shift in the game. They were expecting to play the game with Solid Snake.
That is such a cheap move when you think about if that happened today. If they're like, here's a Mario game, and then you're like, after the first level, you play as, I don't know, Waluigi for the rest of the game. Okay, maybe not Waluigi. Luigi.
But I mean, what's the difference though? Like, I mean, he still had all of Snake's moves, if not more moves. Like, I get it, but I don't know. I thought Metal Gear Solid 2 was phenomenal.
What if
like,
you were playing Friday the 13th as Jason's grandchild instead of Jason?
That wouldn't make sense.
Or Jason's grandfather.
That wouldn't make sense.
You're playing in a different generation.
No, that doesn't make sense. You could say you play as his mom, and that would be cool because his mom was a killer. Okay. His mom killed all the kids in the first game, in the first movie.
All right.
Then she had her head chopped off.
That's so sad. Sledge also asked, Jason, did you get a chance to play the Game Boy Advance Castlevania games? Not yet. I still have to go through Rondo of Blood, Symphony of the Night. Then I think I'm going to jump over and do the two. What are those things that just came out? The spiritual successor. Bloodstain, the two Bloodstain games, and then I'm gonna go.
One is great and one is broken on the Switch.
Sorry, that Metal Gear stuff reminded me. Wasn't Konami teasing something as well too?
Probably, but it's probably whatever happened. Remember that track and field game? Whatever happened to that on the Switch?
I want to say they were teasing something Metal Gear. Like it sounded like it was Metal Gear, but it wasn't.
No, I think that if Konami is gonna make a move, it's gonna be Castlevania. If they're going to bring a IP back, bring out Castlevania.
You think so? I feel like
I hope so because I'm selfish and that's what I want. And there hasn't been a new Castlevania in like 6 years.
I don't want them to touch that IP whatsoever.
No,
I mean they did bring back Contra. Did you know that Contra comes out next month? I didn't even realize that. There's so many fucking games coming out next month. It's insane. It's an ass month.
September is pretty bad because you've got Dragon Quest, you have Zelda.
Dragon Quest. Zelda, you have
technically Astral Chain because that's August 30th. Like, come on, you're like
Daemon X Machina, which is going to be the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
Isn't River City Girls coming out too?
I mean, like we're just talking big games here. I'm not even talking like middle of the road games. These are just like the big games coming out. It's batshit crazy.
Monster Hunter World, Iceborne,
September 5th. I'm so pumped for
Borderlands 3.
Did you really just do a DLC as a big release?
I see it hyped.
I just can't get excited.
I also don't understand Monster Hunter, so I'm not going to pretend I knew what I was talking about.
Monster Hunter is legit. I've never been a fan of Borderlands either, to be honest with you.
I like it. I got into the Handsome collection, and I have to say it's better than what I expected.
I mean, it looks fun. It looks like a game that I would watch people play. But as far as me playing, Lego Jurassic World also comes out. That's going to be a
way.
Yeah, dude, I'm buying that. NBA 2K 2020, Spyro.
Wait, you got the big one on PS4.
Dead by Daylight.
The Surge 2. I don't even know why they put any effort into a sequel for that game.
I've heard it's decent.
Surge?
Yeah, that they've picked they like a lot of the feedback that was given on the first one that they've changed some things to incrementally move it along.
Really, it's just the Switch is the one that's getting bombarded the most. And then in October, Luigi's Mansion 3. That's it. They're just like, clear the schedule. Luigi's coming in October. And then isn't probably Banjo-Kazooie Smash DLC? Oh, that's probably going to be October, though. October, November.
This is like the thing that keeps me from like actually sitting down and playing a game is that there's so many. I just get the anxiety of it. It's like
I think we're all in the same boat because we all want to stay on top of like all the new stuff and like managing the release schedule with the time that you have to game with also how much money you can even put into games for those of us that need to buy them.
It's like, well, I'm like, you know, I'll get some stuff. You know, I think I'm gonna review River City Girls because I'm so excited about it.
It looks really good.
Dude, I love like all the little animations for NPCs, like the soundtrack. Like I'm super hyped for that game. I don't get that excited about titles, and that's one I am. And I even booted up Shantae Half Genie Hero the other night just to be like, yeah, I remember how good this was.
Did you revisit it after all the DLC though? Like they added a lot to that game.
No, so I was clicking through the menu and clicking on. I was on PS4 and selecting some of the menu DLC, and it wouldn't open to the store. And I was weird. Like, what the hell?
Because all their DLC is pretty good stuff. So yeah, we were talking about another game that's going to be announced at Jeff's show. I don't know if you guys care about the Predator, but we're apparently going to see some gameplay for the. Yeah, there's the Sean face.
I'm very excited for that because it's essentially Friday the 13th with the Predator.
I could get behind that. Like that sounds. I was weirdly into the Predator as a kid.
The Predator's awesome. One thing though, I wonder is there's not really many variants to the Predator. Like with Jason, you have different types of Jasons. You have different sizes. Have you never watched the movies? No. There was a fake Jason. There were smaller Jasons. There was bigger Jasons. What? There was Jasons that... Yeah, all the Jasons in the game have different abilities, and some of them they all have different strengths and weaknesses. It's not just a cosmetic thing. But the Predator is always just like the Predator. So, like... I don't know. You better be able to play as a drug dealer, though.
They could get pretty creative, I would assume. Too. Because the Predator universe is so limited, right? You always just catch a glimpse of the Predator. Like, I haven't seen the whole Predator series, but I don't think we've ever had a full showcase of, like, here's the Predator civilization and all their capabilities. You always see the one-off that comes to Earth.
Alien versus Predator, wasn't that, like, the first time they, like, brought them on
Was
screen,
it multiple Predators, though, or was it just one?
I thought so.
There was multiple.
Oh.
Okay. And there was... I mean, but there's multiple Predators, but the Predators all seem to be like the same. Like they don't have distinguishing abilities. I'm definitely very interested to see that game. I definitely am very excited for that game. I think it's going to be really cool because I like that. It's like essentially, I guess, what Evolve was supposed to be, but it's like actually fun because they're doing movie franchises instead of a new IP.
Are there?
Yeah, someone said that in the chat too.
Are there lady Predators?
Yeah.
Well, that's never been.
I would think so. Like, how else?
Maybe they spit out an egg or something.
Can you tell by their predatilia, or is it?
I wonder. The new Predator movie is going to have lady Predators.
Oh, okay.
Here's the title: Feminism Win.
I see it. Yeah, on Vice.com. Feminism
Fucking
Win.
Vice.
New Predator movie.
God.
To feature lady Predators.
How is that?
And I like the underline. Hillary Clinton isn't president, but this is the next best thing.
Wow. How do people read this shit?
Oh my god.
How do people read things like Vice, man? It blows me away. And the thing is, I used to kind of like the Vice documentaries on YouTube. Like when they would do, like when they had, I don't know, Jason, I know you've never watched them. Greg, you might have seen them. When they had like the little nerdy white dude, and he would go to he would do the documentary on like trap houses in Chirac and stuff, and like look at the music scenes there and shit like that. Like that was actually kind of interesting. But then it's just
I watched one not too long ago about my hometown, and it was Fresno, California, the meth capital of the United States or something like that. I was like, thanks, Vice.
It's just like they've gone, you could see that they're obviously pandering to a certain type of Twitter audience, because I really think most of those people just exist on Twitter and not in like the actual real world. But yeah, it's very, very strange to me. But anyways,
the social media platforms are very interesting, how they've evolved into different like beasts and demographics. They're different now. Like you go on Facebook, it's a certain type of people that hang out on Facebook and argue on Facebook. You go on Twitter, it's really different. And then you go in the real world and you're like, where are all these people?
Yeah, exactly. It's like imagine, like, I think that's one of the things that like people like about like North America in general, like people on the outside looking in. I think they just look at things like Facebook and Twitter and they're like, you can't even leave your house. You're going to get into a fight with someone. Someone's going to do this to you. And it's like, I've been here for 34 years and like, I've had no problems. You know, my parents, not really any. You might get some road rage. You might get in a fist fight. I mean, it's gonna happen everywhere. Like,
yeah,
people are fucking weird.
And then you go on Instagram and it's just food.
It's food and Instagram models.
Yeah.
Buy my Snapchat Premium.
I can't tell you how many I like. You know, liked one cosplayer, maybe a couple others, and then now it's like every cosplayer has like a Instagram page and like, oh, follow me back. And
you got to be careful about opening those in public too, because like you'll just open your phone, it's like pretty much like full nude shot, right? Like,
that's how Jessica Nagiri. I'm like,
oh god, you follow her?
Whoops.
Yeah, that's a big whoops.
Yeah, no, so my article actually just went up right now. I happened to catch it, but I mean, I was kind of talking about that a little bit in it. It's just like, you know, like one of the so, you know, people responded obviously to that Respawn thing that we were talking about, but the other piece of that was there was a level designer from Youngblood that was just getting berated with online harassment through Twitter for microtransactions, which they had no part in creating. But that's like the biggest thing about a lot of these different, you know, echo chambers on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. It's just like,
it's kind of scary. There's this documentary that came out on Netflix called what's it called?
Is that the Analytica one?
It's that one, and it takes a look at how the whole Cambridge Analytica was able to manipulate social networks to like essentially weaponize it into propaganda and get people to think and do certain things. But it is crazy because we live now in a world where you know, before you were kind of surrounded by things that you liked and were comfortable with and things you didn't like and were not comfortable with. And now you can kind of tailor your world to be like, this makes me uncomfortable, I don't like this, I'm just going to cut it out. And can you really grow when you're just surrounding yourselves with like fluffy kitties? You know, sometimes you need a crassy man to talk to every week to challenge your views.
I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, all because someone has a different view than you, it doesn't necessarily mean you need to engage them on that view. It's just their opinion. And it's like, that's why I don't, if my social media has changed drastically, I would say over the past year and a half, 2 years, like I used to just, you know, give whatever sort of personal opinions I wanted. But then I realized as my shit started to grow, it's like, these people aren't following me for my personal opinions or beliefs on something. Now, if somebody asks me, you know, I'll gladly tell you what I think about something, you know, that's whatever. But like, you're following me because you like video games or you like my channel or something to do with the online personality person. So that's what I keep it to. I just talk about video games or like music that I like or movies that I like or share memes. Like,
same.
You don't have to, you know, people use it just like as their soapbox and shit. And it's like,
I don't talk politics with family members
or religions.
Yeah, I don't talk it on Twitter, on Facebook, other than like a couple snarky comments I'll make. But like, you know, and people always have assumptions about me because, you know, my dad's Mexican, my mom's half, and like that I align with certain groups, and you know, I just choose not to engage even if I do agree.
Build the wall.
All right, next topic: Nintendo Switch Online tiers. So was this something that you got from Spawnwave?
It's something that's kind of been hinted at.
Just shots to build the wall.
I have a friend. He's a Hispanic dude. I think he's just Mexican. And every time I see him at a convention, because he's a reseller, I'll just start like going build the wall, and I'll hide behind people, and he'll start like looking around, and then like I'll just go behind his booth and like say it right into his ear, and he'll start jumping. Because I mean, it's funny. But yeah, no, it's something that's been hinted at by Necky in the Wall Street Journal. Spawnwave decided to look into it and talk about it, and I decided to give my 2 cents on it as well. If it's something they decide to do, I think that's fine, but they can't just throw consoles at it as a Band-Aid. They need to actually include features. I don't want to pay
consoles at it? Like more online games, SNES and 64 stuff?
Yeah. Like, you know, some people are thinking that the SNES games are potentially going to be in its own tier, which would be absolute bullshit because it was supposed to be for the NES alongside of the NES stuff. I would not have a problem paying $50 a year, something comparable to PSN or Xbox Live,
still cheaper,
pending pending they include features. Trying to play Friday the 13th on the Nintendo Switch is an absolute nightmare because with your friends, because you can't do a party up way. And we asked the developer, actually, we said, is there a way you can incorporate this into the Switch version? Because what we have to do now is lobbies fill up like this. So Wood will search for a room and I'll go to join him. And by the time I go to join him, that lobby's already full. So then I have to restart, or he has to back out and we have to start from scratch. So we asked the dev and he was like, because the Switch doesn't have a party system built into it, it's actually something we would have to build in specifically into the game for the Nintendo Switch version. It is something we're looking into, but who knows if it will ever happen. So it's like things like that, you start to realize just, how much of a sort of thing you're kind of missing out on, because that was one of the easiest things to do on the PS4. We would have 4 or 5 people in our party and then we would find 3 randos because all of a sudden we all got into the same room, but you can't do that on the Switch because of the limitations. So yeah, Super Nintendo games, adding in more consoles is a great idea, but I would not, I would just for the review aspect of it, but as a standard consumer, I need more features in my online.
Do you think anybody subscribed to the online for the NES library though?
No.
I feel like it's a nice little bonus. It's like, here you go.
No. They subscribe to the NES, or they subscribe to Switch Online to play their video games online.
Right.
Point blank.
That's how I see it too. And I see the NES as just like a seasoning on top.
Yeah, and part of me too is like, the reason I bought the subscription was that the expectation part of it too, that the expectation was that eventually stuff will start to populate, and it just, it
hasn't been.
Yeah, there's nothing. That's probably my biggest disappointment with the Switch. Even stuff like Smash Bros. Like, to get into a room and to play with like 3 other people, like, why does it have to be so hard?
It's 1v1 only. Online, 1v1 only.
It's like, that's stupid.
It is.
And I think they're going to do something for the 1-year anniversary, because it's coming up very soon. And I think that's where something is going to change, and it will probably be Super Nintendo games. I'm hoping that they're not going to try to charge anyone more, and I'm hoping that they add in features, because that's what I really care about right now.
I could almost see it as, depending how they view the SNES library, you could almost have like, the online or the NES library is almost, I don't know how they could do this. Maybe the NES library becomes kind of like your Netflix service, but then the SNES is like, here are like 2 to 3 new ones for free every month, kind of like the PS Plus service. But if you can also choose to buy them digitally, maybe, so like a little bit of a hybrid between a virtual console and a Netflix service.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It all depends on the price.
I just feel like you're gonna see the same titles just regurgitated, like, Super Metroid, Donkey Kong Country.
For sure. And honestly, how many people who've been with Nintendo since, let's say, the Wii are going to want to replay those or rebuy them?
If it's like Dracula X, I'd buy it.
Mystical Ninja, I'd buy that in a heartbeat, even though I own the physical.
Ken Griffey's Winning Run, I would buy that.
Okay, so you guys...
That's a great baseball game.
NBA Jam.
I can't play sports games. So boring.
Nah, dude, Ken Griffey Baseball, for some reason, like, you could play it today and it's like fun as hell. The ones on the Super Nintendo. And it had that cool "No one can stop this" song. I remember going to KB Toy Store and I'd go into the video game section and I'd just be looking around and like that game was always on display and you would just hear "No one can stop this" and it was like all loud and shit. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, we got Warcry Games saying they're guessing for August 31st Nintendo Direct. I suspect there might be one after Gamescom, probably at once.
Usually it's like 2 weeks after Gamescom, I think is what Nate said.
Once the dust settles a bit, Nintendo's just like, hey, remember us? Like, hype bus. Not a hype train, it's a hype bus. Because it's a little bit toned down. James, new setup. I've noticed a lot of podcasts on YouTube were starting to look a lot better than the shitty thing I put together over a year ago. So I'm trying to level up the look here. There's going to be some tweaks. I feel having the chat on the side makes this a little bit too small. So we're going to move things around.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you how have you been liking your new rig?
The rig I like. So
Have
the
you
most
tested anything other than Final Fantasy?
No, I haven't really like truly. Streaming this has been the biggest challenge before. So now it's running fairly smooth. The fact that I can never hear my PC, like it sits right next to me, I can't hear it, and I love that. Some of the issues that annoy me before though, I still have because the issues I learned are software due to Windows 10, had nothing to do with hardware. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of shitty. Rendering out video is like
Play this.
Play what?
Oh my god!
Why are you challenging me?
Play the song.
What's the song?
It's in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. I haven't tested like playing other things.
That's fine. We don't have any questions yet, so you might as well.
What is this?
It's the song.
Are you trying to get this stream banned again? Is this like a Nintendo claimed song?
Nah, it won't be because Rare made it.
Yeah. I like how you go on other podcasts and you try this stuff. Oh, what can I say on YouTube? All right.
Come on. I don't hear it.
Let's see if I can open this. Did you send it in the group or in the...
I sent it in Discord. I sent it to your Facebook.
Oh, okay. Let's do it through Facebook. Just to play the music? All right, it's playing. Yeah. It's playing.
I don't hear it.
It takes a little time. Okay, this is pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's playing. It's playing.
This is good.
This song's good as shit.
This is How is this a baseball game song? Wow.
You would just hear it. It's just like playing at KB Toys.
This is really good.
Yeah, dude, it's super good. Get your attention.
So was this the main, like you just booted up the game and that's what it started with?
Yes. That was the main song.
I don't know how I feel about the no one can stop this, but Greg, can you hear any of this or are you just like, yes?
No, I listened to it though because I like couldn't remember what it sounded like.
It's like forever ingrained in my head.
That's a good song.
I would go to play the Virtual Boy and listen to that song.
You should make a video on the most like underrated video game songs because you always seem to know these little songs, like the one from Belmont's Revenge, the Cloud, and now this one.
Mango Tango from Double Dragon Neon is.
Oh yeah, dude, I got that.
Banger.
I got that on MP3. It's like and on this little USB stick. I listened to it.
Dude, I had it downloaded at one point, the whole soundtrack, and I don't know what happened to it. Deleted it somewhere along the way, and you can't go back and download it again either.
James asked, do you think we will get Rare Replay for the Switch? I think it's coming.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that it hasn't happened yet.
It might. I think they could be coinciding it with the Banjo drop.
Oh wow! What if they stealth drop that?
Rare Replay?
Yeah, with whenever Banjo comes out, they stealth drop that. They would have to do a physical on that though,
because the
fuck out of here if it's just a digital.
Because like, it'd be a nice bonus if they release Rare Replay and then you get that as your additional characters, downloadable content or redeemable code.
Oh yeah, like a bonus, you get Banjo.
Yeah.
Because I feel anyone like 25 and under, maybe 23, whatever, they don't know or they don't care or they don't appreciate Banjo. So I feel like, okay, here's the game. This is why you should care.
But I mean, there's a lot of characters you can say that. Do kids care about Pac-Man? No, but they learn about Pac-Man from Smash.
Yeah, good point. Warcry Games setup looks legit, man. Well, thank you. Actually, I want to get the Stream Deck working tonight, but this whole setup already took way more time than I wanted it to today. So Stream Deck is for another time. Once I get Stream Decks, though, I was looking up what I can do with it. I can like summon more memes and stuff, and a few more bells and whistles into this podcast. So it should be a good time.
All right, play this song next.
Oh, you send it to my Facebook.
This another dude. This is a banger. Super underrated.
Send it to Facebook.
All right.
RGT 85. Do you really think SNK is making a new console?
I do. I mean, they said they are. I don't know what Spawn Wave was on about. And Spawn Wave was, I don't know why my camera keeps falling down. Spawn Wave was like, they're not making a next-gen console. And I'm like, they fucking said they are. And they're like, no, I don't think they are. I'm like, okay, well, we'll agree to disagree on this. But yeah, they're doing something.
Warcry also asked, what was the last title each of you 100% cleared? Those are few and far between for me. Ease 8 on Switch.
Jeez.
Why'd your camera just flip up?
I don't know. It was like a ghost. It keeps doing that.
Just like a ghost. Greg, do you remember yours? I just did my latest 100% about a week ago, so I remember it pretty well.
I bet you the last game I 100%ed was like Resident Evil 4.
Wow. On the Wii?
Yeah. No,
GameCube,
a Cube. Yeah. Just it was like.
And then you start writing about games.
And then it's just like, okay, I got to beat this as fast as possible and do as much as I can and absorb everything, and then it's on to the next one.
I just 100%ed Lego Marvel Superheroes, which was a really good, fun time. And now I've moved on to the second. And I have to say, like, in terms of the Marvel, so I've dabbled in all 3 Marvel Lego games now. The first one, Lego Marvel Superheroes, really good. The second one that's based on the movies, the Avengers one, garbage. Skip it. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, I'm still feeling it out, but has the potential to beat the first one. So we'll see. I like the ones with the original stories. The ones based on the movies, they're just not so good. All right, what's this other song you sent me, sir? Mitch. Didn't someone say, well, what is this? Mitch Murder? This is so 80s. Summer of Heat.
It's a banger, dude. I put it on the radio in Friday the 13th, and we have a dance party in the cabin.
I can see you jamming to this on your brown couch.
I don't have a brown couch.
Your brown lazy boy back there.
That's pretty much just like a place where I store stuff.
You better not get this podcast blocked in countries, man.
I won't.
And you said it was the indie game that you 100% cleared, which is a cop out.
Yeah.
What was it before that?
I don't remember. That wasn't the question. The question was, what was the last?
No way. Trail's Realm 100% of Breath of the Wild. Crazy guy.
All Korok seeds too?
That's 100%. You need all the Korok seeds.
Oh, that was like the most disappointing piece to that game.
It was a shitty quest.
I'm like, why? And then you get nothing.
You get shit. Yeah, that's right. Cuphead was a shadow drop.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said that's what they did with Cuphead. I think that we're talking about. Or physical.
You're so far behind.
I am. You have other questions? I got one here.
Yeah. Have you seen the hands-on gameplay of Astral Chain as well as the Nintendo Minute? I did not see the Nintendo Minute. I saw Astral Chain. It looks great.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like, I don't know, like
I get it. I say it a lot.
No, it's looking better than I had anticipated that it would run on the Switch, which, it's
Switch is a good system.
It is, but I mean, I know there are limitations, to the hardware and whatnot, and they've pulled off some amazing things, but I didn't expect it to look that good and seamless without frame rate drops, especially in a preview build.
Is Atari VCS making a next-gen console? I don't think they're making a console. With SNK and Capcom looking like they're trying to get back to the top, is it time for Capcom versus SNK 3? That would be cool. Could be a cool exclusive for whatever new SNK system they're doing. Do you know if Panzer Dragoon will be playable at Gamescom? I hope so. I want some information on it.
Hey, while everyone's talking about Astral Chain, any of you guys keeping an eye on Oninaki, which comes out this week?
Yes, but it's probably going to be a casualty for me.
I feel it's going to be a casualty in general. It seems like an underrated game.
Well, I mean, it's in the I Am Setsuna / Lost Sphere area. So, like, I mean, you're not really going to have that much going on with it.
I played the demo on PC, and I was surprised how much content they released in just the demo itself. There was a decent amount of stuff to play, and I thought it looked really polished too.
Maybe I'll go try the demo.
I just kind of it's in a weird spot. It's coming out. They haven't really hyped it up whatsoever, and I mean it seems heavy on like the conversation trees and NPCs and exploration and stuff.
It's not a big budget game.
I feel it falls within that like mid-tier that Square Enix was trying to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you look at all the videos on YouTube, and there's nothing like with a lot of views on there. You guys,
because there's not a lot of hype for it.
Yeah, you guys made me more conscious about my likes.
Good.
Did you catch any other questions?
That's pretty much all the ones I saw. I'm listening to the damn problem with Anunnaki is it's $50. I agree.
That's true.
Oh, it's $50.
Yeah.
Like, why not release it at $24 or $29.99?
I think $30 would be a better spot.
It also comes in the shadow of Fire Emblem, so I feel a lot of tension is there. And then with Astral Chain, it's wedged in a weird spot as well.
Well, it is releasing on all the platforms, so maybe the Switch isn't the focus. It's just happenstance that it is. Yeah,
maybe we'll see. All right, but we are at the 1 hour mark, so why don't we wrap it up? Talk about what's good this week. So, Greg, what is it that you want to test on this stream? Did you want to play around with something?
What?
When you asked to join, you said you want to test something out.
Oh no, I've been using. I bought the Razer Siren X mic, and so I've been using it this whole time. But this is like the first time that I've used it, for anything. I tried to use it with Brett for some other content, but he wanted to use his own setup.
Oh, okay. Well, you sound good, so.
Well, thank you.
Success. Whatever happened to your headset, Sean? I think it was last week or the week before. You kind of just tossed in the back. Was that a casualty?
Yeah, I'm not messing with that. I think we go to hell.
So what are you guys working on this week? What are you most hyped about? Greg, where can we find more about you, and what do you want to talk about this week?
I dropped a link tree with all my accounts and stuff into the chat, but I'm going to have some stuff going up on PC Invasion, getting a couple new headsets coming out of Plantronics. The rest of it's under embargo, but I'm going to have some stuff coming in soon. Just wrapped up the Gears 5 2 terabyte external hard drive review over on Xbox Enthusiasts, and I have Enter the Gungeon and Damsel out right now on Switch. And what else? I was doing something else too, but I forgot. But
more Apex. What if anyone wants to fight you in Apex or team up with you in Apex? Where can they find you?
I think my origin name is Massive STDs.
It is probably.
With
probably,
S's.
I think it might be.
with 2 S's on Xbox.
My little
Live.
brother made that name. I swear that wasn't me at all.
Dude, for the longest time, I've been like trying to change it and figure out what gamer tag I should choose, and I come up with nothing. So if somebody has
how can you surpass the Massive STDs?
And I always get a comment on it whenever I join a game. So if someone has a better suggestion.
So you have no better gamer tag, so you just went for the disease-ridden world of the world of sex, and you can't
my personal experience. That's
oh jeez.
What
about around? Can you do anything around your beard?
I don't have a.
Your persona is STDs.
I shave, all is lost. I have nothing left.
I don't know if you like vaccinate or something.
What?
Nothing.
But yeah,
or go with the cheese. Be the big cheese.
I don't like the cheese.
Then why do you have a big block of cheese in the back?
That's my girlfriend's cheese.
Oh, sure. Is it really? I swear you had that cheese for longer.
That's her gamer desk over here.
Okay.
And she has her rig that I built on
All
this
right.
side.
Let's get everybody, whether in Discord or Twitter, shout out your best gamer tag suggestions for Greg.
No, it's awesome.
He needs a better name. RGT, Sean, what did you put out? What are you going to put out? Do you always put out?
I put out a lot of stuff the past few days, video a day. So make sure you go watch all those. Make sure you watch the Sega Genesis mini video. I won the battle out of everyone else who got one. My video got the most views. So a big fuck you to GameSack. Fuck you, My Life in Gaming. Fuck you, Happy Console Gamer. Fuck you, Dream. I'm just kidding. All those people are my friends. But
one day everyone's gonna find all these like sound bites from this podcast.
Me and Joe were talking about it. Joe was like, "Why the fuck did they share? Why the fuck did YouTube Gaming share your shitty video? Mine was better. It was more in depth." I was like, because a lot of people don't want to go super in depth. They just want the basics of these things. It's not for the hardcore collector. But yeah. So this week, a video on the M Classic will probably be up tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, depending. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about taking tomorrow off, just because I gotta do some other shit. But yeah,
is that the Kickstarter one?
Yeah, it's pretty much just for pre-orders, but like, it's actually really good for the Nintendo Switch, and it works well with things like the PS3 and Xbox 360. Not really so much the PS4 or anything like that, but kind of that 7th generation. I guess was that 7th? No. I don't know what numbers are, but anyways, you'll see in my video. So yeah, and then there's just a bunch of shit coming out.
Cool. Very busy on my end. So tomorrow there's going to be a new Castlevania Diaries coming out where I talk about my experience with Super Castlevania 4. Still work on the N64 first-person shooter list. I don't know how that didn't like go out already. It's a pretty easy video to put together. Just haven't been inspired.
You have Turok, you have Gold.
Don't ruin it. You told me last week. You don't say what it is. But Hey Jay Eats, I got a few Hey Jay Eats videos ready to go. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the durian, which is one of the smelliest fruits in the world. It's actually banned from like being had in a bus or a plane.
Isn't it like brown and like spikes on it or something?
It's spiky as hell. You could kill someone with that. So it's either you love it or hate it. You're going to find out which side I fall into. So that's the next one coming up on Hey Jay Eats. And I also did a tropical fruit one where I try a bunch of different tropical fruits. And I finally found, I don't know if this is happening in the US, but in Canada, Pepsi put out a bunch of flavors for the summer, including mango, cherry, vanilla, lime. So I finally found them all so I can do a Pepsi episode and compare those. Do a proper.
No, we're normal. We just drink like regular Pepsi. Yeah, maybe a little wild cherry Pepsi.
Yeah, well, gotta live on.
That's why I like going to the theaters. When I go to the theaters that have the mix machines, they have like they have like all the flavors in them. You just select.
Give me vomit flavor.
Doom 64, Quake 2.
Okay, stop it. You guys are ruining everything.
Did you put Hexen 64 on there? You probably didn't even put Hexen on there.
Might have to
Duke Nukem 64.
There was a lot of good ones.
I went back and played Perfect Dark.
I was limited to 8 slots. Okay, keep that in mind.
It's so bad though.
Yeah.
Turok 3 better not be on the list. Turok 3 kind of sucks.
Honestly, I forgot about that.
It needs to be Turok 1, Turok 2, Duke Nukem, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, just for memory's sake. Doom 64. There's your 6. Quake 2, and then I mean, you could just put whatever in that last spot.
You're not too far from... Anyways, you guys will find out when I put out the video. Also, on Tuesday, I'm going on a little Nintendo enthusiast recon trip to try out the Nintendo Switch Lite. So I'm going to put my hands on that and see how it feels like and play with it. And I'll send pictures to Sean.
I pre-ordered the Pokemon version and I think the ugly banana yellow.
Yeah, it's not a product for me. I don't like handheld gaming, so it's not.
I got the turquoise one.
Of course,
I might have gotten the turquoise. I can't remember.
The yellow one looks really good. I like the yellow one.
Yeah.
Superman 64.
Probably just gonna resell them for like $400.
If it's I might do it. Fuck it. If it's selling high like that, I'll fucking do it. I don't care.
You guys are terrible. All right, let's bring it to an end. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Be sure to subscribe and join us next week. Actually, I'm also streaming tomorrow. I'll be streaming all of the Gamescom stuff. So if you guys have nothing else to do, you can hang out with me and watch some Jeff Keighley together. Jeff Keighley making out with Kojima. It'll be a good time.
No.
So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, and then there's the Indie Corner stream at 9 p.m. Oh, shit, I forgot how many things I signed up for. Damn, I got a lot of things this week. But anyways, we'll see you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, Keep it classy, or as Sean would say,
Keep it crassy.
or as Greg would say.
Find me a damn gamer tag.
You got a lot of good suggestions, man, in the chat. Not my girlfriend's cheese is the one I vote for. Good night.
I'm surprised it didn't